The first step is sound waves. So music and sound. Huh?
No.
Oh. So yeah, music and sounds, well, sounds in general function in waves, all right? So everything that you're hearing, the stomp of my foot, is traveling in waves, and each you hear drum that vibrates, and then you listen, okay? So understanding that the process that I explain, as I speak to you, you're hearing things instantly, but it's traveling to your ear, all right? That's the process of sound. After that happens, you hear, and listening is basically focused attention. Like right now you're hearing sounds, but in order to listen, you have to focus on specific sounds. All right, so hearing and listening are two different things. You could hear the music, but it doesn't mean that you're listening. We get pattern recognition. Essentially, music and learning how to listen to music increases your skill of recognizing patterns. That's what music is. When you listen to sound, you hear one thing, and the more you train your ear, the more patterns in your music you can hear. And that's what music is. It's to be able to distinguish different patterns in sound and to be able to move accordingly to what you hear. That's what musicality is. Dance is not to move and be led by what the movement that you want to do, but it's to be able to listen to the music and to move to the same way that you hear the sounds. That's what musicality is, you know.
Bu aşamada şundan oldu. Sesi tanımak, sesi olduğu.
Of pattern anticipation. So pattern recognition is to be able to like recognize and identify the different sounds. Pattern anticipation is to be able to anticipate and predict the rhythm that's going to come next, which is what this is. You see, when you see, for example, when I dance and everything, I will anticipate the potential rhythm because I've built this skill, learning how to read sounds and understand sounds. And that comes not from dance practice, it comes from building a relationship with music. Like I said, it's the way that you hear and dancing the way that you hear the music. If you can't hear some of the sounds, it's because you don't have a relationship with music where you just listen to music. And like I said, you can hear shit. It doesn't mean it's listening. Just like right now, I can speak to you. You can hear me, but it doesn't mean that you're listening. Listening is also a skill. It's to really pay attention to like what is happening and what you're absorbing. How do you get better musicality? Listen to more sounds, to different tracks. Don't hear them, actually listen with attention and pay attention to the different musical patterns and rhythm. That's how you build the skill of like pattern recognition. The more different types of music that you listen to, the more different sounds and patterns you get to like recognize, and the more you focus on listening, the more you'll be able to hear in the music. After that, you get to points when you're able to anticipate the patterns into the sound of sounds. Does that make sense? Exercise on this process. The reason why I wanted to break down to you like how sound function is for you to understand the speed at which you hear sounds. Right now, I explained to you that sounds travels. So when I speak to you, it's not just in your ear, it's traveling at at the speed of sound to your ear. Your eardrums vibrate and then you hear, but it's happening in a matter of fraction of seconds, right? So the same thing when you listen to music in the context of dancing. All of those things are happening in a matter of a fraction of seconds, but the better you get at listening, the less you have to focus because they become they become on like autopilot. Just like you don't think about hearing, you just hear stuff. You have to think about listening. But at one point, you don't think about recognizing patterns because you just do it. And that is built towards the process. Basically, get better at this, and you get all of this. Just better at listening, and listen to more music. Like, build a natural relationship with music. You know what I mean? That comes before anything, because what dance is movement rhythmically to a piece of music. Everything else that is not movement on music is not qualified as dance. It can be movement, but it's not dance. So that means everything for us start with music. So if you don't learn music, not from the concept of like the theories and like how Beethoven did the Mozart, we don't care. But learning how to listen and the different sounds that are available in the world. Like here, even like, there's a lot of like music from the Mediterranean, like Turkey, and the Arabic is very complex because he has a lot of sounds. So already, if you've heard and you grew up with those type of music, your pattern recognition should be really good. But that's because you probably heard a lot, but you didn't listen. Go. So number 1, eyes closed. Number 2, concentrate on silence. Be comfortable with it.
Rahat olun.
Honor! We in the exercise. Don't make noise. Don't make noise. So like, yeah. Number 1, thank you. So yeah, like I was saying, number 1, concentrate on keeping your eyes closed. Number 2, be comfortable with this space of silence and just the sound of my voice. Now, I'm going to put music. Before you even start moving, just pay attention to listening. Listening with attention and focus, that means that you concentrate on the rhythm and the patterns without doing anything. Try to get in the groove of the music, which is the rhythm. So that's the part that's inside, that just makes you move and that connects everything together. And then you start visualizing and playing with your fingers to like create notes and shape basically the sounds that you're hearing. And you'll see that the more you focus, the more sounds you'll be to hear and discover. Okay, we're gonna start easy peasy. I'm gonna put some hip hop first. All right, and then I'll throw you into the water. We're gonna go to Morocco. We're gonna go to Cape Verde. We're gonna be traveling. All right. Okay. Exercise stage 2. Now I want you to listen and start already playing with the music. So you give yourself 5 seconds of listening, recognize the pattern, and then use your hand to kind of like create the notes. keep your eyes closed. Also, the more intentional.
Büyük büyük yapmaya çalışmayın. Sadece müzikteki o sesleri ayırmaya çalışın.
Yeah.
Ay.